Okay, welcome back to the shop. So today is interesting. We're gonna move this machine out of the workshop. This is Josh's knee mill and we're finished up our use with it. So that's got to go out through this wall here. And so we've got a lot of stuff piled up right there. But we got to move all that stuff out of the way and then move this thing through here. Put it on Josh's truck. And he's going to haul it away.
Tell us how much you think it weighs.
Yeah. Post a comment. What's the weight of the machine? It's got a, what would you call this kind of a swivel voice? But that adds another like 100 pounds or something. It's crazy heavy. Okay, well, we got Josh's little old mill out of this, which is good because we're going to have something big coming next week, hopefully. So stay tuned for that. Got a new big tool coming. We took down the plywood and then we have access to those double doors. Shop is feeling a lot more open. The sea chests are kind of not going together this week because we're missing the compasses that go right on the front, so we can't do the pre-assembly, we can't do the final assembly, so we're just kind of waiting on that until next Tuesday. But we've only got about like 10 left to put together, somewhere around 10 or 12, and then we're done with the whole sea chest event. What's your thoughts post sea chest production?
I mean, to be fair, you made me head of production on day one when I had no clue what we were doing.
Sounds like he's evaluating the boss.
Yeah, and I'm not really sure how much that title means, but it's going pretty good. I think, you know, we really hit our stride kind of as we got used to working with each other and with Josh.
It'll be interesting transitioning, I'm sure, to the new box and then seeing how much carries over and how much is different.
Yeah, see how much we got to change.
Yeah. The setup we got now is fine because this shop vac goes to all the different stations here, 3 or 4 different stations, so that setup, it should probably be something similar for the next box. Got a mortiser in the corner, got this disc sander. If we have another guy working here, it might need to be fun to get another one of these.
Amazing how much we use
I think everybody should have one.
Everyone?
Yeah.
They carry around with them.
Yeah, maybe have like a mobile unit.
Okay.
Carry around.
Or some way to mount it on itself.
Yeah.
So we got the famous joke of the week.
Alright, so it's a short one, but what do you think the difference is between a state like New York and a state like Florida?
The weather.
No.
Climate.
No.
Don't know.
Well, I don't know. It's just kind of all apples and oranges.
I mean, I would say it was bad. I'd say it's amusing.
That was very...
Not funny, maybe. But
I mean, it was a very tame... It was a very tame joke.
Yeah.
It was a very tame joke.
No, I definitely we're headed in the right direction. This is MDF, which is medium density fiberboard. So it's made of a bunch of wood particles that's compressed under real high heat and pressure. So that's super stable for making forms for the new box, the SunDial box. Or these are 6 sea chests that are just waiting to go out. They're all finished. And I believe half of those are going to people who weren't expecting to get one. Maybe most of them are going to the people on the list, but then all these over here are the drop-off list people. So gonna make some people happy next week. So what's different about this box is it kind of fits to have a little bit of automation in there. So trying to put some springs in there. When you do something good, the box will provide you with a positive solution. But when you do something wrong and you don't follow the warnings, then something negative happens and you get trapped, or you lose. Things happen for a reason, and the decisions they make solving the puzzle become more important because they're going to lose time or gain time. The limiting factor would be the budget, because if this ends up being just way too much for us to produce and make, then we're just going to scale all that back. And one thing about making this sequel to the sea chest is that the sea chest, everybody liked it. It got like good reviews and everything, got a lot of good feedback on it. But the tendency would be to just kind of ride the success and think that I'm creating something that everybody's going to like, but I don't actually know that. You know, I could send out this one and then there could be a bunch of people who don't like it for whatever reason. You know, just because it's the sequel to something, just because it's following up another puzzle box, doesn't mean it's going to be good. So trying to really look closely at each aspect I'm doing, and not just throw money at the puzzle and expect it to turn out all right. That's why Robert and I have been emailing back and forth and calling back and forth a lot, trying to make sure that each aspect of this gets there's a reason for it, and it's not just spending money for no reason. Because this puzzle is a lot more expensive than the other one. It's just a lot more work. There's a lot more pieces here, and the materials we're using are a lot more expensive. Okay, well, some progress made. I put this huge 1/2-inch end mill in here. This is the biggest bit I've ever put in my CNC machine. This thing has 3 inches of cutting length, 3 inches of flute length, which is what I need to cut this stack of 3-inch stack of MDF with that shy super glue. But the problem is the machine has raised the spindle up as high as it will go. It will not go any farther, and we're gonna hit the top. See, it's picked all the way up, but that's not gonna work for us because we need to pick up over top of this material and then plunge in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take this bit out and I'm gonna grind some off of the end so that it seats up in there farther, because I bottomed it out in the tool holder. I put this bit in up as high as it will go, but it's still going to hit the material. So if I grind it a little bit shorter, you see we got some space to spare there. I can grind it shorter and then we can insert it, and we should be able to clear this. Well, as you can see, the tool's fitting now. I just, instead of grinding all that off, I just switched tool holders. So apparently this one has shallow bottom, so the tools can't go very deep, but these other tool holders from a different company are deeper so that we can throw some more of the length up there. And now it's tall enough to ride over top that sheet so we can cut the forms. Well, here are the finished forms. So you can see it's a couple of circles, cylinders, and then for each cylinder there's a couple of cauls, I guess, matching forms that we're going to put the wood in here, and then we're going to push this clamp up against it, the inside of the form against the cylinder and the outside of the form against this. So that'll squeeze it in there and hold it while the glue sets and it dries in that shape. Now these are why CNC machines are dangerous, because you can get a spark, you can suck it up in your dust collection, because the bit sometimes runs really hot. So you can see if I just left that and I didn't check it, then we could have had a fire. So I'm gonna get rid of this. Something very monumental has just happened. I think we are done making sea chests on the CNC. The little jig has done well. However, it's going to put together the last sea chest, and I'm going to switch this thing over to the SunDial.
I think we learned as much about each other as we did about the boxes. You hate Star Wars, and I love pizza. And I think that's, it's important that we learn all
Fair
that.
enough. One problem I'm trying to fix right now is this is the 5th axis for the CNC, and so you mount a part on here and it will rotate the part as the machine is cutting over top of it. But the issue is that this represents the diameter of the SunDial box, and it's too tall for this gantry, so this gantry is going to hit. I need to take this out of here and then put some brackets across here and actually lower this 5th axis so that it's sitting down lower beneath the gantry, so that the gantry can pass over top of it, so that we can move this tool over the top of the box and then carve into the top of the box. A lot of extra work for that, but it's going to be worth it. Okay, so I put that lower, got that all screwed in. This piece of steel running across, and I got angle iron that it's mounted on. Just bolted the whole thing together. I like how open it is. I like that you can see down here, even though it does make it messy. So I just put a sheet of plywood down here to catch any of the dust that'll fall through, just so that it doesn't get on, the stuff down here. Okay, so some good things have happened over the last few hours. So I got this 4th axis set up. I had to do some custom fabricating to get this thing set lower so that this gantry can fit over the top of that, and we can mill over top of this 7-inch diameter cylinder. But I got that all set up, put some clamps on there, and the product is sitting right here. Just did this 4th axis carving, and half of the it looks fantastic, by the way. It's all just in a sense a 2D carve, so we can add another dimension. We can add height going up and down, but it's all done on a curved plane, so that's great. Half of the battle was post-processing the code from Fusion, figuring out how to wrap the tool path and get it to work out exactly like I wanted to. Oh, that was a bit of a nightmare, but came out super nice. And I did this little one here, and I stained it, and it looks really, it looks so cool. You want to, like, somewhere in Central America. In mine, yeah. So really like how this turned out. And with a little bit of tweaking, it'll look even better. Not sure if I'm going to do these bigger glyphs or little script glyphs, but that's to be determined. But we'll do some more experimenting with the colors and whatnot, but I really like that. Got the Prusa i3 MK3S Plus printer. That's to help make some prototype parts. I really could have used it earlier in this designing process with Stickman as we're going back and forth designing this SunDial box, but we'll still be able to use it some on this, and it'll be nice for making gears and other things that's harder to make on the mill. So gonna set that up. If you get the kit version like I got, you get like $300 off the price, so can't really argue with that. Oh yeah, and gummy bears. They send you a pack of free gummy bears if you, you know. I'm not sure if this. Yeah, it's free. It no. It's free.
It's free. It's free.
Okay.
All right, no question.
So yeah.
And there's 2 left, right?
There's 2 here left.
And
Yeah.
so whoever bids the highest.
Comment down below who should get the last 2.
And bid if you want them.
They're not going to be here by the time they bid. But, so the sea chest world is going good. We're wrapping up. What number box are you working on, Josh?
I don't know. Could be 100 though.
Possibly 100. Everett's doing something special.
Making the last bit of parts that we need for our extra boxes.
Yeah, we're
Phantom
making a
boxes.
couple phantom boxes, which like 2 or 3 phantom boxes, which will sell if everything turns out right and we don't actually, you know, if there's no returns or whatever. But they're not part of the 100. They're just a couple extra. And by the way, don't bother asking me for them because I've already got too many people signed up. So if you're signed up, you might get an email saying that there's an extra box available. So that's good news.